Welcome to Everyone Racers,
a show designed for the world of low-dollar racing and oddball car culture.
It doesn't matter what kind of Lemmy Champ or Lucky Track Dog league you run.
SCCA or NASA, we don't discriminate.
as long as you drive it hard and built it yourself.
Join us each week for tech discussion,
Tips, tricks,
as well as news and notes from the world of amateur endurance racing.
whether it's on the spot,
hella sweet,
Or we're lucky enough in
Chrissy,
Chrissy,
I give you just the tip.
we're sure you'll giggle a little.
and learn even less.
Everyone report to the paddock.
No,
It's not hard.
No, we are.
It's not hard to edit.
We're now recording.
It
So-
says
Now
we
we're
are in the
recording.
Who's in the
Right
recording?
now.
Are you in the recording? I'm in the recording.
Which,
Yay! We're in the recording.
so I guess we just need a brief moment of silence for the edit. This is Chris.
This is Chrissy.
I'm Tim,
And I'm mental.
and we are Everyone Racers. We're talking Sema this week, but this is the Chapparral II episode. It's episode 366, honoring number 366 road race car that won the 1964 Monterey at Laguna Seca. The Chapparral II was the first Chapparral car designed by Jim Hall and Hal Sharp and the first build in Midland. During 1963, 64, 65 road race seasons, versions of the car notched up 22 wins in 39 races against world-class international competition. The Chapparral II boasted a new approach to frame design. Semi-monocoque chassis structure was inspired by modern aircraft design, was produced from fiberglass reinforced plastic. The engine being mounted just behind the driver, the designers were able to shape a low, sleek front end fitted with a V-shaped lip spoiler. Crucially, this design kept the car from lifting up at high speeds, and in the 1964 Monterey U.S. Road Racing Championship held at the famous Laguna Seca, it introduced an automatic transmission which eliminated the clutch pedal and freed the driver's left foot to operate the brake while keeping the other foot on the throttle, which it won. This was important because later they used their left foot to manage the wing up and down. But although the Chapparral II never had a wing, there was one signature feature that they all developed over time, which was the tall suspension mounted, important, driver adjustable flipper wing. Hall and Ford GM engineers patented the idea and used it on the 2E, the 2G Can-Am Roadsters of 66 to 68, and on the 1967 2F Endurance Racing Coupe. This machine had an aluminum small block V8 engine made around 450 horsepower, fitted with 4 in-throat carbs, and it tickled the scales at a dainty 1,510 pounds dry. Amazing.
Yep. That's
That's
great.
impressive. 1,500 for a race car. That's awesome.
Especially with a small black Chevy in the middle, which isn't exactly
Really?
light.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
Tim smokes more meat for a race than 1,500 pounds.
About that. Yeah. All right. So what's everybody working on? Mental, everyone hears the background noise a little bit with that you had there for a bit. So why don't you tell us what you're working on instead?
Well, I, as promised, am here at Sema, and I'm going to see if I can do this without disconnecting any of the wires. But the good and kind and generous folks over here at Racing Junk have allowed us to yet again record in their booth. Shout out to Scott, racingjunk.com. They have got a hell of a neat Plymouth Duster all set up in here. They're talking about how it can benefit your business to business advertising on Racing Junk. They're talking about the pro memberships. And of course, they have a $3,000 turbo setup giveaway for folks that come by. So if you're at SEMA, well, if you're listening to this, you're already not at SEMA because it's done. But you should go check out Racing Junk, and they are awesome, and they're being our friends again. So it's great.
Fantastic.
Is that it?
I say, yeah, if you need me to do more, I can do more. But I got to get to the notes on this one.
You can do the
We've
Racing
got you.
Junk section later. How about that?
That sounds
That
like
way
a
they can
plan.
hear it.
Let's say, yeah, the as mentioned, we haven't had many updates for this one for a while, but I got done with my MRI, which I'm 53 years old. This is the first time I've ever had an MRI. That is a emotionally taxing experience, and because you're in there and you can't move. And I was starting to have a little bit of a claustrophobic episode, but then realized, you know what? I put on a helmet and a Hans, and I do this stuff all the time anyway. So I was able to calm myself down. And then they fired the thing up. If your race car made the noises that this machine made, you would pull off the track and get out. It was, it's yeah. So I have now a newfound sympathy for anyone that's ever had an MRI, and it found some stuff, and I got to go back later this month, and now they want to do it with what they call contrasting. So I'm gonna have to do like with dyes and shit. So
Dies. Makes you
Yeah.
feel weird.
okay, awesome.
But good,
Yeah.
you're doing it, so that's good.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, exactly. You know, just get the questions answered, kind of a deal. You know, and I'm you know, I spent the weekend at MSR Houston with you know, the Skinny Coyote team, and they're all a little bit older than I am, and I'm pretty blessed in the world of ailments, so I can't complain. And but the lesson from all of those guys, from me, from Chrissy, from all those people, folks, just take care of yourself, man. Go see your primary care physician, get your blood work done, get all that stuff, because if you get in front of it, you're fine. When you don't get in front of it, you end up finding yourself knocked out for something really stupid.
Totally.
So there's
Yep.
that right there. And then I'm
Yeah.
scrolling through the notes right now. And finally, got to meet our partner in the podcasting world. Of course, he's way bigger than us, but Jerry Wayne Longmire came down to Houston, and he is both infatuated now with lemons and then disappointed that he has been around car stuff and did not know lemons existed. He
Wow.
went off on his own. He was making friends. There were people that recognized him. He is in love with lemons. Asked me some questions this morning. He said he went home the first night and wrote a Hunter S. Thompson-esque piece all about lemons. If you check it out we'll link it in our social medias. He did a walk around of Sajiv's awesome Ranger, and him and Sajiv talked for a while. He had all kinds of media he put up from the event. So his personality online, his personality in real world, same thing. He was hilarious and great and just wide-eyed at everything that people do in lemons.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Glad you had a good time.
Yep. All right. Speaking of smoking meats, Chris.
Yeah, I definitely was smoking some meats this weekend. We did, or last week, did pulled pork and flank steak and pork belly and chicken, all of that stuff. We've done all kinds of stuff. So we've got just
That's
smoked
a
meats
lot.
all over the place. Right. It's fantastic.
Nailed it.
Well,
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, some of it was for various events and things and whatnot. So it was great to have all that meat done. Did some vacation.
it wasn't
planning.
all for us.
Well, we ate some of all of it. So
Yes.
yeah.
Correct.
Yep. And voted today, and that's about it. I'm proudly wearing my Camacho Not Sure 24 shirt. I did wear that to the polls today, and I don't think
I don't want to turn this into everyone politics, and I've got no problem with Camacho and Not Sure. I'm just saying, this is a Yo Man house, all right? I got Yo Man signs in my front yard for 2024, but whatever. I know there's Dale people out there. I got no problem with Dale people either.
We have a bunch of random people around here that have Wu-Tang for 2024.
Yes,
On
President's
here
temporary.
Because
that want
elections
one.
are temporary. Yeah. Wu-Tang
Wu-Tang is forever.
Oh.
Yes.
See, these are all
Yes.
platforms we can all get behind. This is great.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
our tiny
100%.
town, I'm pretty sure nobody recognized what Chris's shirt was from, even though it does say electrolytes make life great again, or some. What is there's a tagline
Yes,
on your
keep
shirt.
going.
Anyway, okay. So I did all the same things Chris did, except I was also teaching a young woman to drive. Amazingly, I have a 20-year-old neighbor who also works at the library. She has stickers all over the car that she's learning to drive on, so eventually she might be a listener. Teaching her to drive. She just kind of I want to say fell through the cracks in her family. Her younger sister has a license and a car, and her family does, but she does not. So I'm teaching her. It's been very eye opening. It's been very you forget all that you know. Like we pulled into a place because we kind of got a little frazzled, and then and then we were like, oh, now you have to reverse. Oh, you don't know how to reverse. So it's things that you just like really have no idea that you didn't know at some point. So yeah, so we're doing okay. We went out once. We're gonna go out again this week, and we'll continue to go. Yeah, and like Chris said, we had a dinner party. We had some friends over, and that's part of why we had so many meets. And then we're planning on some vacations, trying to figure out what we're gonna do this year and next year. Yeah. Tim, what have you got going on? Because you never have a dull moment in your life.
Well, I'm back in Maine, and came out here for deer hunting season, which opened up. Which I'm a horrible deer hunter, and it's more of Tim sleeping in the woods rather than Tim hunting any animals. So, which is actually quite nice. You walk in and you lay down and take a nap, wait for
An
nothing to
8-point
show
buck walked down my street today. Not kidding. I sat here in my window and watched this 8-point buck go down the road. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
I mean, we live in a neighborhood, and they just walked out of like a couple of rows of trees. What?
Yeah.
What?
2
Well,
days
because they know
2 days
no one's going to
before
shoot
hunting
them
season.
there.
Yeah, 2 days before hunting
suppose.
season opens, all the deer go to the town. They're like, we're going to the sanctuary. So
Smart plan.
did that.
Yep.
Right?
Did that. And, one of the big things why I'm here is because, oh my God, it's happening! I met with my contractor today. The lumber is being delivered on Monday, finally, for my garage build.
Didn't you
I'm
say that
building a
last
30
week?
by 40 shop. Yes.
Yeah, I
yes,
just
but I actually met with people
don't-
today, and things are happening. So, if anyone wants to go to Vegas and put some money down on that, I'm sure it's a long money line, but I'm still gonna hang in there and say it's gonna happen eventually. Picked up a bajillion leaves in my yard, and then looked around and saw that there was 4 times as many that I didn't pick up, and I was like, I'm gonna throw my checkbook at this one and call the landscaper to finish this job up.
I think it's a
So-
great
You
idea.
need to find an industrious young person. I had one of them knock on my door the other day. I was so excited. I was like, the leaves aren't all down yet, but I'll call you when they are, and you can come back and do it.
And they will be this weekend. So we probably should call them back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've even done most of the work. I put them all in big piles. Like all you gotta do is scoop the piles up. It's really close.
Oh.
We
And
just
then,
keep vacuuming them out of our pool.
Yeah. Yep. And then lastly, in the segment called Don't Poop in My Boat, I took my boat out of the lean-to and scooped the raccoon poop out of it and power washed the whole thing at the local car wash.
Oh.
And then put the cover on it and wrapped it up nice and tight. And that is now put away for the winter. And the reason I didn't do that before is because it was supposed to be in the garage already, which doesn't exist. So yay for me.
Oh, your project fail is not inaction. I don't know.
This is
Yeah.
typical. I'm working with a contractor on a large project.
Yeah,
Yep.
right.
Yeah.
You're late.
It's a
And I
ball.
apologize. Hearing Tim bring that up, I did do something last week. I've told some of the folks here, but Timmy and I have acquired the rally vehicle for the Las Vegas rally. So, yeah.
What is it?
So a little bit
Okay.
of
we play
vague,
guess or
vague notions in there, but yeah, it's happening. It's going to be epic. We're excited.
It's
all right, well,
it's
we'll have
larger
another
than a
show
bread
on that
box.
one. Excellent.
Yes, and twice as dirty.
Yes. Oh, for sure. No black lights, please.
Hi, Vicky.
Oh, hey, it's
Hello.
Vicky. Hi.
Yes.
Oh, she can't hear us, right? She can't hear us.
For
That's
those
the
not
thing.
watching, my lovely bride, who is here acting as the production assistant, as the empire that is Everyone Racers Media, is wandering around. So she's been gathering stickers and pins for me all day. It's awesome.
Excellent.
Well done.
All right.
Okay, it's news and notes time. Okay, according to Mark Glenning at racer.com, Liberty Media is facing an antitrust investigation by the U.S. Department of Justice over its rejection of the Andretti Global Formula One bid. The investigation has been opened with respect to concern over Formula One's conduct concerning Andretti's application. A group of senators requested the investigation after a visit from Mario to Washington, who lobbied for a congressional response to Liberty Media's decision. Teams' responses to Andretti's plan were mixed, with several voicing that under the current Concord agreement, an additional team would dilute the existing team's income. The next Concord agreement, which governs F1's commercial relationship with the teams, runs from 2026 to 2030. More on that, I'm sure, to come.
Oh yeah.
Link in our
We
notes.
warned you. We warned you what would happen if you cut the Andretti's out. You didn't listen.
Yep.
Mm-mm.
So we reported last week that the Scout EV is in the pipeline and the manufacturer planned to go to the route of Tesla and sell directly to consumers. Problem is the dealerships just aren't having it. As Jim Motavalli of AutoWeek tells us in this article, link in the show notes, dealers part of the Volkswagen group are wanting more options in the truck and SUV category, and the Scout would help satisfy that demand. The Scout exec replied with 49% of car dealers are not excited at all to sell EVs. Quote, Richard Sox is legally representing more than 10 dealer associations and stated they plan to file lawsuits state by state. Scouts are planned to be produced in 2027 at an unfinished $2 billion plant in South Carolina with a production capacity of 200,000 vehicles annually. Mr. Sox has been down this road before when he represented the US VW dealers in the class action case against Volkswagen in the infamous Dieselgate scandal. As of 2021, selling direct was legal in 21 states, including California, Florida, and Arizona, but banned in 17, according to the Consumer Choice Center. These numbers are fluid, however, and the picture does keep changing. Tim's going to pick it up.
But Florida's ban has a loophole that does allow EV companies like Tesla, Rivian, Lucid to hold a franchise dealer license for direct sales of EVs if they are not otherwise prohibited under federal law, says Florida Politics. In Connecticut, Tesla worked around the state's ban by locating its stores at a Native American-owned casino. In its response to the furor, Scout Motors describes itself as an independent automotive manufacturer. The company said in a statement, just as utilizing franchise dealers may be appropriate for some brands and their customers, utilizing a direct sales model best supports our customers and our strategic customer-first vision as we launch a new vehicle platform, a new production center, and a new retail network. Volkswagen AG is Scout's ultimate parent company, but the statement said the two companies share no connection with respect to management, business decisions, or third-party relationships. Scout Motors and Volkswagen Group of America have both clearly and publicly stated that Scout Motors exists and operates independently of Volkswagen Group of America's and its dealers. Scout Motors did not have franchise dealers, now or in the past. Scout vehicles have never been sold through any brand, including the Volkswagen and Audi brands, and in the future, Scout Motors will operate an independent and exclusive network of retail locations. Link in the show notes.
Yep.
And that's why people hate dealers. They're just trying to insert themselves into this.
Well, they've been making too much money for too long, and they're not just going to let this go without a fight. So.
Oh, no.
Pretty much.
Pound of flesh. Give me my pound of flesh.
Yep.
Yep.
You know, it's an easier way to buy a car.
I do know what's an easier way to buy a car, Chris.
What
would you think's an easier way to buy a car, Chrissy?
I think you should go to Racing Junk. You never know what you're going to find.
You absolutely should go to racingjunk.com. That is the perfect place to buy, sell, or trade, not just a car or equipment, engines, things like that. And as previously mentioned, I am here with the entire good-looking, hard-working staff of Racing Junk right here. Hi, everybody. Hi, Scott. Hey, see, there they go. They're waving at us. And right now on racingjunk.com, you can find this 1963 Legrand Mark I Formula car. Now, from the ad itself, it is a one-owner mechanical engineer driver since new. It has not been raced since the 70s, but it was re-engineered to accept a Kawasaki 1100 with 100 potential horsepower, and it weighs about 600-700 pounds wet. The 1100 is installed and the mock-up is done, but it needs to be rebuilt. It's got a differential mounting. It's got wiring, comes with spare wheels, it's got parts included. The seller thinks it'd make a great cross cart, and he is not wrong. But they do want you to text because they don't answer numbers from unknown callers. The entire thing, and I wish I didn't know it existed, can be yours for $2,500 in Grass Valley, California. I'm wondering if it was originally a Formula Ford because it's got it's the SCCA markings on the side say F4. So yeah, this is an amazing. You could have a fantastic autocrosser or just a really cool thing. What you can't have is more than one picture because dude was a cheapskate and didn't get that Racing Junk Pro membership, which you should totally get because then he could have put all the pictures of the engine, the differential, the whole 9 yards, and he could do that. Especially this week. Do yourself a favor. Get off all of your social medias. Go to racingjunkcom.com and do some joy scrolling. Find something that makes you happy and doesn't make you want to just absolutely board up the windows of your house and not go outside.
Everyone needs a winter project. Come on.
Yes.
This thing is dangerously close to my house.
Oh,
Close
no.
to my house.
Oh,
Dang it.
no.
You think it would
I've
fit
done
inside the
dumber
rally
things.
car if I drove the rally car to Sonoma?
Well, you
Okay.
could certainly mount a tote
Oh,
strap to the
this
back
is-
of it.
This is a good
Oh.
way to die.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Best
There
way.
are so
It's
many
the
great
best
ways to
way
die on
Chrissy.
racingjunk.com. You should absolutely
There are
go there.
so
Find-
many ways to die. This is one of them. Yeah. A helmet's not going to help you on that one.
Don't
Anyway,
even bother.
how about you just don't bother? You'll go out fast. You probably go out faster. Probably be better. Upcoming races. Oh, there are none. Never mind.
Sorry.
But
Yeah.
we do have recent results.
All right. Just this past weekend, November 2nd and 3rd, the Texas Tippin event at MSR Houston. It was both ridiculously humid and hot and miserable and then rained on us the same amount of time. But your Class A was Rowdy Racing in the Audi 4000. That car's it's won a few times, but they had to earn it on this one. You had Slow Bros win Class B and a Honda Fit. I think Chris already knows that cheaty car because it used to look like it was a Spec B car. And C was Gal Racing and a Jetta, one of several Jettas. One unfortunately got creamed, and then our pit neighbors got hit as well. Now, Team Screw was Team Lowball in an AMC Spirit, and it was just one of those everything compounds deal. They fixed this, but then this, but then this, then this. Heroic Fix, on the other hand, went to the Event Horizon, the Plymouth Horizon. The 1 year only Talbot Volkswagen engine got scrapped, and they dropped a 16 valve in there, and they had some problems, but they got it going. Your judge's choice was the Electric Lizard in a neon. It was done up as the Silver Mullet instead of a Silver Bullet. They ran clean all weekend. Car looked actually very unmolested and stayed that way. So good on them. Your regional was your High Life Sippin' Texas Tippin' Team High Life Miata. They had the elbows on the wheels. They had a trailer with the songs. They would swang it through the paddock. They were on it. They had a great time out there. Your organizer's choice was Bent Rods in what literally looked like your grandma's Taurus. And it just went out there and drove around. I think I got stuck once, but they had to get it pulled out. Halloween Meets Gasoline was the Shopaholics in a Chevy Lumina. And your Index of Affluency was a beautiful, perfect IOE candidate right from the word on there. It was it's Sensory Assault in a Mazda Repu. It was a rotary powered pickup truck that looks like they just pulled it out of somebody's backyard. If you check out Jerry Wayne Longmire, he fell in love with that truck, and he had all kinds of pictures of it. As they were driving it to the awards, they had all of the teams standing in the back of it with the camper shell, and it was squatting because there was no mods to that car. None at all. It just went out there, stayed out of everybody's way, and turned laps. What a great time out there. Our weekend, not as good. Initially, I was driving the Skinny Coyote Ford F and Ranger with the 302 swap, and I managed to go out there and put the front driver's side into a pothole. And that it didn't rupture the tire, but the tire wouldn't hold air. So the Texas A&M team loaned us their wheels. But I want to give a major shout out to Fast Wheel Repair. You guys have seen the team Breaking Bad. Chris, if you judge, do you remember those guys? They show up with an army of cars, some of them questionable, some of them well prepared, but they take over like half the covered garages and over there by Penalty. It's a really good crew. So it's Marcus and Zach, they're brothers. And what they do is they repair wheels for dealers. So if you live in Houston and you've got a dented wheel, Fast Rear Repair there in Houston, they could really hook you up. Or if you're in like the world where you need wheels done on there, they have 7 mobile units that they'll come out there and take care of your wheels on all your cars. And they are certified by all of high-end dealers that offer CPOs. The Fast Wheel Repair comes out there and does that. And the Lemons team that used to race that Z that now runs IMSA and an AMG Mercedes, they also do all of their wheels. I'm talking too much. Sorry. Fast Wheel Repair. Thank you, Marcus and Zach. You hooked us up. And Steph Schrader's car actually took the checkered flag against all
No
predictions.
way.
What?
How many laps did it run
I
before that,
can't-
though? That's the key.
Like 2?
Yeah.
Did it just go out?
No,
go out for the last
it had
lap?
win.
It had a couple of weird issues on there, but it finished 56th. Got to drive it. Anton drove it. Chris Champion drove it. Yeah, it was great. Actually, it's a fun to drive car. I was shocked by how much I enjoyed it.
Congrats, Steph.
I'm shocked that you got in it and that it worked. So, yes, congrats.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks for that update. I was wondering, I didn't feel like I saw too many pictures. I didn't see much until
was
after it.
Wrenching.
Was it-
Yeah, I was wrenching a
Oh
lot.
not just from you, just from anybody. Like I just didn't feel like I saw. I'm really only mostly on Facebook. But I didn't see a whole lot on it. The one somebody posted is
Jerry
everybody
had a bunch on
it-
his.
Oh, okay. Somebody
Yeah, he
posted
a bunch.
is everybody okay from the big crash? And then half of the internet was like, what even happened? Like, yeah, we hope that everybody's okay, but nobody talked about it until Monday.
They had 2 red flags early Saturday. One of the 944s elected to find themselves in a 1-year ban. They put it into the wall coming on the main straightaway. We're on the roof. Driver immediately got out. Everybody was fine. They had to clean that up. And then Sunday there was a second red flag. 2 cars got into each other kind of hard, and there was the fire crew had to respond to that one. Everybody was fine, but it's always an eerie sensation when all this you get used to the background noise of race cars and then they stop. So
it's the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And then everybody
Wide
says,
racetrack is a scary place.
"Yeah, is everybody okay in the car?" That's the first one that you want to make sure. Okay, it's listener feedback time.
On YouTube, Uncle Dave said, I have to set the record straight. Mr. Stobbs is completely incorrect. I do know how to post on Instagram. I was being yelled at that I was taking too long and needed to drive. Yep. Carlton said, yes, your little 4-car garage. I have one of those too. In response to our garage that we squeeze 4 cars in with inches. And Michael K said, probably needs to be run in reverse, but I keep trying to sell Rude on a 5 Springfields and a Shelbyville rally. And he gave us a link to how that would work.
I would do a Michael K rally. I feel like that would just be awesome.
Yeah, no doubt.
Be well organized, I feel. Yes. Okay. And I posted a picture right before I was saying that I got in the right seat to teach a young woman to drive our Mazda 3. And I asked for your tips. I got so many. Some of them were hilarious. Some of them had to do with things that you absolutely shouldn't do. Many racecraft things that we all joke about were real racers. Racecraft tips, but some of them were really thoughtful. So there's too many to read here. I mean, I can't go through all of them. Check it out. Look for a good laugh and reminders. And here's some reminders of things that you should go do and actually practice, because some people don't always practice the things that they say a new driver should learn. I have to give a shout out to Andrew Steer, who made up a song for me of what I should be singing. This is the Driver's Ed sing along with Chrissy. I don't know the tune to this. I should, because it should be my song, but it goes like, do you know? I don't know what it. Head check, mirror check, and now it's time to merge. Don't forget your turn signal. I don't know. It's pretty good.
That's a good song.
I like it. When I read it, I heard it in T-Pain's voice. Head check, mirror check. Now it's time to merge. But yours is way better.
I don't typically have
auto-tune.
T-Pain in my head.
That's for the
as
turn
the
signal
thing
part.
that-
Turn signal.
So I typically did not think that way. But thank you for the song, and thank you for thinking of me. And we made it through one event, and we're going to go do another one, do another drive tomorrow. The problem is it is dark now here. So by the time we get out of work and get in the car, it's going to be dark. So we'll add another fun part of learning how to drive. I'm going to do it in the dark.
Yep. You know who did successfully teach, at least partially, some young ladies how to drive and did not die? Maybe. I don't think she sang a song though. Certainly not that one.
I'm sure she did not. No.
Yep.
Yep.
Hello, Chrissy's mom.
That's my mom.
Hi, Chrissy's mom.
Hello, Chris's mom.
Okay, it's make time to
Mentals.
All right.
Sema.
What you
die.
got?
Oh, nice.
It's your show, buddy. Here we
Yes.
go. Yeah.
It is SEMA, and we are going to talk about a few things, but because Tim doesn't phone anything in, he has got all the new product award winners, and some of these I might have actually looked at, but we'll talk. So we'll bounce back and forth on these. But if you remember years ago when Chris and Chrissy came out, we all went to SEMA, and Chris found this one product that he absolutely loved, and it was the ratchet extension from the side to side, where you can ratchet it and gets these hard to reach bolts. So walking through, collecting my pens and stickers, Griot's Garage. I think a lot of us use some of their stuff. They've got this new one, and it is a perfect finish. It is a silicone-free detailer. And the great thing about this, if you're about to paint something, you can use this because it's silicone free. You don't get any of the fish eyes or any of that stuff on there. So it gets all the dirt and grime off. They've got a whole host of new detail and paint prep products out there. So check out Griot's Garage on their website, GRIOT''S. And so they were giving out free samples of that. I can't wait to try some of that. And we've got, all of their regular products as well. But
what else? What's caught your eye there walking around, Mental? Set us the scene. What are you seeing? What are you feeling? What's the vibe? How's it going?
Is it busy? Is it?
Yeah.
It's quite busy. They've got one of the halls is under construction, so it's a bit to get over the other side. But if you guys remember the last time you were here, they had the 3 main halls, and each one of those was full of things. And that was before you went downstairs to the basement and all the Asian companies with the replacement products. They've since 2 years ago, they added an entirely new hall. And it is across the street down towards the Fontainebleau, and that is also full. And they're doing burnouts out there. They've got the Overlanders outside, and it's 2 displays in that one. Just this morning, I read a thing that somebody said, SEMA is dead. SEMA is not dead. I would argue that with a lot of the OEMs pulling out, it's gotten better. We've got OEMs here. We've got the Toyota is here, and Honda's got their racing stuff set up over here. But no, SEMA is fantastic. And the other interesting thing is a few years ago, we had Mike and Matt White from Grassroots Motorsports fame, the brothers, his new venture, Amphere EV. And it was literally a bolt-in plug-and-play system to turn any classic into an EV. There are now a dozen of those companies, including one company that is offering brand new MG bodies on a brand new MG frame with an all electric drivetrain. It's got about 140 mile range on it. And they also have one of the race drivers here because, as you may have guessed, they are fast. There's entire plug and play chassis solutions. Amphere is of course here with their the Honda based Exo cart. That theirs is converted to all electric, so that's a great thing here. The vehicle du jour is of this year. It's the Cybertruck. I think I've probably seen a dozen variations on Cybertrucks on there. But if I could share my screen, we'll go through some of these, and if any of this stuff catches you guys' eye, we can talk about it. But walking through the parking lot there. And I don't know, is it my screen showing up on the thing?
Working on it. Okay. I'm working on it.
No rush. I know we're arguing with software here.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
There it is. Okay. So that was a old school gasser Gremlin walking through the parking lot. And of course, 930, because I'm going to take a picture of that one. This 68 Camaro, that one caught my eye. This gorgeous lower thing here. This is very interesting. This is a Mitsubishi Lancer Evo wagon. I think it may be the only one in existence, but it's done up really, really well. And then the Big Deborah box truck with all kinds of hot rod ghost stuff on there. And then we get into the trucks. Lots and lots of trucks, but this mid-engined LS swapped Ford, really impressive.
It's like a Courier.
Yeah.
How about the easy exhaust solution that they came up with on that one?
Absolutely. You know what?
Well, it's mid-engine, just going
right
straight
out
out the bed. That's like a
straight out the bed. Mm-hmm.
It's like a Volkswagen dune buggy Stinger setup, but a V8.
And it exits up. I wonder if that would pass Laguna's sound things. And then you can start getting into the the Brodozers. This is a lovely classic S10. This Chevelle. And this stuff. And I'm going to a point, and then I'm just going to stop. Yeah, the six-wheel. I don't understand the six-wheel nonsense, but there it is. Now, this classic right here. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Look carefully, because those are not headlights. Those are turbos.
Yes, please.
And, yeah, this guy. All right.
Annoying
not
Brodozer
my style.
again. Another annoying.
It is an annoying Brodozer. But this is the interesting. Yeah. There's the six-wheeled Mercedes G-Wagon. Gorgeous
Because
Toyota
they're not
Celica.
expensive enough.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, and then the vehicle that makes me miss the old
like
AMG.
that color.
Yes,
CLS
it's that
63.
chameleon. Yeah,
Still looks good.
It does.
Everybody has sent this twin turbocharged Lamborghini engine powered
So
NA
much.
Miata to me like 14 times.
It's so
but
much.
I liked the VR6 Renault that was right next to it, so
That's a
I posted
Renault
that one.
Dauphin. I
Dauphine,
think?
yeah, Dauphine,
Yeah.
yes, yeah, beautiful, love it.
Wow.
Datsun pickup 620 pickup on that one, and we'll stop this for now because that gets into, we've got some videos and then those will go in there. But the cars are always a great thing to come here, but the products are fantastic as well. There was they now have complete chassis solutions. If you remember, some of the kits you could have to make your suspension on your muscle car handle like a new car and upgrade all the brakes. Now, literally, you just bolt the body onto these complete setups. That's available out here. And a number of interesting interior solutions and all kinds of ceramic coating options. Ceramic coating is very quickly getting home affordable. I think it's going to be a fun thing. Oh, and one more issue here. I'm sorry. I said I was going to stop, but I forgot that this was the movie I wanted to show. Tim, I found Sorry for Party. I found Sorry for Party a tow pig Brodozer. So there it is.
You got to share your screen here, Mental. It says.
Hold on. We can't see it yet. Hold on.
Okay. There. I clicked share. All right. Now I'm sharing the screen. And so here it is. All of the speakers, all of the dually, all of the LEDs that are purple.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so much.
I can actually hear LMFAO playing when I watch that video.
Yes, it's only one state over, so yeah, you probably could if they cranked all that up. So
amazing, cool stuff.
So that's
so. What else you see in there, Mental? What's interesting?
I'm really digging the whole new concepts of wraps and car finishes and the prep that goes into that is becoming home accessible technology, and home accessible technology with something that you can get proper, like, professional results out of. And both the wraps and your ceramic coating, there's any number of people out here selling professional grade microfiber electric buffers, and there was a whole hall dedicated to that and the wraps. And it's getting to where you can absolutely at will change the color and appearance of your vehicle just by putting a wrap on it. And it's, patience and a little bit of a heat gun, but I think you're going to see that really, in both good and bad ways, take off in the enthusiast culture. There'll be people that do horrible jobs of it, and the people that do great jobs of it, and then people that do horrible jobs on purpose, because that's the irony of it. But you're no longer going to be limited to just paint when it comes to vehicle appearance or durability. And even more so, there was a company out there demonstrating the clear film that you can put over a car. You can do it at home to protect your classic from paint chips and all the stuff on there. So I found that
Sounds
really,
good.
really interesting.
Yeah.
And the EV aspect, we've talked about this years ago, how the rise of the EV skateboard, basically just being able to go out there and buy a powered chassis and then put it underneath anything you want, has given rise to a lot of really great. I think you're going to see a return to coach building in the automotive world. Folks that do not look at an electric vehicle as an appliance, but look at it as a form of art and expression. You can now do that. You can basically get anything you want as an EV, and it's going to be every bit as reliable as anything you would buy from one of the major manufacturers.
I hope so. That'd be interesting.
Is
Speaking of
Overland
EVs,
hot?
Yes. I would have told you last year that Overland has jumped the shark and it is done, and I would have been epically wrong. It recognizes the joke itself too, but there are still any number of people out there that want to take industrial vehicles and turn them into overlanders, and then that filters all the way down to people that want more durable pull behind bumper pull campers, and people that want to be able to commute smaller vehicles into something that they could sleep in, maybe not necessarily out in the woods, but at a festival or a concert. And there are any number of suppliers here that will meet that need for every budget. But yeah, $225,000 overlanding rigs. Yeah, there's a dozen of them out here from any number of people. If you wanted to survive the end of the world in comfort, yeah, they're here. So
I feel like I learned a lot about Overland. It was not necessarily my jam, but when we were at Sema before, it was very eye-opening about how much people really like to dump money into vehicles that you can take anywhere and live in them.
and go to the grocery store with them afterwards.
Sure, that
Or
too.
to
Yes,
work.
before, and then you go into the middle of nowhere. Yes,
Or
but
not.
you can sleep in the grocery store parking lot if you so
Totally
choose.
can.
So
Yeah. So looking at some of these
Pencils, any
award-winning things here, on the EV one, there's the winner of the electric vehicle product is Formosa VCU, new company with a mission to engineer away the suck from EV conversion process, so their vehicle control unit eliminates the need of piecing together an array of components that struggle to communicate with a plug-and-play solution. That sounds pretty handy because it can be challenging otherwise. So, good. Sorry, Tim. What were you saying?
I know that in the past I've seen a bunch of times afterwards there've been someone there doing an on-site build. Is anybody trying to tackle something like that this year?
yes. So Ampere EV and the our previously mentioned buddies, they were actually working on building an EV right there over the weekend. In fact, we walked by and they had one of the live presenters there doing exactly that. And it's a similar thing. It's just plug and play CAN bus solutions. So the semi-skilled mechanic, basically our entire audience, if you want a cool EV and you don't want to drive a Nissan Leaf, you can buy these components and build yourself a really cool EV car and drive to work in it and have something nobody else has and put your own personal stamp on it.
That's cool.
Lots of famous people.
Yes.
Mhm.
In Iglesias, Enrique, not Enrique Iglesias, that's the singer, but the Fluffy, as he's known, the comedian, is here with Jay Leno because he's got a collection of like 23 Volkswagen buses and a bunch of other very fast cars. And he's started doing some things with Jay Leno's Big Dog, Jay Leno's Garage. And of course, the line for Jay Leno's around the block because he's the nicest guy and he talks to everyone and he's genuinely happy to say hi to everyone. You've got Mike Finnegan, they're here, and Kara, kind of quad on Instagram. Met her a few years ago at Houston when she was working with Ranger Road. She's in a wheelchair, and she taught a hand control car racing clinic at MSR Houston, and she's now relocated to Reno, just up the road. So she's here on the show. And if you follow her social medias, she's here. And there's a movie she's driving in. It is a throwback to the 70s car films, but it's modern stuff, but they're not going to use any CGI. It's all actual cars doing the stunt drives on that. We'll have a link to her Instagram on there too. So yeah, all kinds of famous people walking around here, and even some low key. Ian from the Big Tire Garage, while we were picking up our press passes, he was in there. And I feel like it's not unique to the car world, but certainly we have more than a lot is folks that are famous. They're always very grateful and very gracious to their fans, but a lot of times they don't want to be noticed because they want to walk around and look at cool cars. And I've gotten that vibe off several of the, that's what Kara was doing and that's what Ian was doing. They're like, oh, hey, thanks. I appreciate you watching that. What do you think of this? Because they're like us. They're just getting paid to do it. They like cool cars. So,
And then they're going to sit in somebody's corner booth like you. They're going to be like, yeah, come see me in Racing Junk at 3:00 tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yes. And they're going to be nice to everybody that comes by.
I see that there's one of the other winners in the tire and related product. No, this is not the Ling Long, truck tire, right, or whatever. There's a million of those.
Camacho.
There's so many of them.
There's so many of those. It's amazing. Right next to the Chinese purple light companies. That's what they're actually called.
And they are all like, they're not in the basement anymore. They are all out. Like I walked by I'm like, wow, these are really good looking harnesses and race seats. And then I look and I can't pronounce the name on the catalog. I'm like, I'm not putting that in my car. I am absolutely certain that is not FIA or SFI.
Nope. But a brand you have heard of is the winner of the tire product one. That's Hoosier Racing Tire. They have a new tire called the Track Attack Pro, and I've been reading Andy Hollis's reviews of this to start off with. It is a 200 treadwear. It is targeted at the high-end track day car market, like the dude that has a 911 GT3 RS and orders a new set of these every single weekend that he goes to the track.
Oh,
that's who they're targeting. It comes in mostly big sizes, some smaller ones. It is not an endurance tire, and interestingly enough, it comes molded at like 5:30 seconds instead of like the 7 or 8:30 seconds necessary for SCCA competition and things. So they've basically foregone a lot of the market to go after what they see as a more lucrative set. And sure, I can understand that. That guy with the GT3 is buying 4 sets of these things a year, whether he needs them or not, versus us going, yeah, I think I can get another weekend out of those RS4s,
Wait, what's the date on them? 2021?
Those are like 2021. I think we can get one more weekend out of those. They should be all right.
Probably fine.
Like, who are they going to make more money from?
Yes.
Right.
It's interesting, I think, also that they're coming at it, so many of the 200 treadwear tire people out there, they're coming at it from making their tires softer and, going into that. But Hoosier they started primarily as racing tires and drag racing and circle track and all that kind of stuff. So they're actually having to make their tire a little more long lasting. So they're not going to bring it weak, and they've got a huge reputation to protect. So that would be an interesting tire. So Hoosier, if you're listening, get a hold of us. Chris will send you the specs for the Mazda 3, and we would be happy to evaluate your 200 treadwear tire.
I can tell you right now, they're going to be much stickier than the RS4s, and they're going to wear out in 1/3 of the time, and they're going to cost me 40% more. There's your review. I'm sure they're lovely if you care
unless
about
they
that.
give them to us for free. Come on, man.
Yep, sure.
Ride that gravy train.
Hoosier and Continental are the same corporate company and overall. So their endurance tire is the Continental Extreme Contact Force, which actually was originally designed to be a Hoosier, and they ended up rebranding it as a Continental. So again, different area of the market. But again, Andy Hollis has the best tire tests around, and he was very impressed with how this worked compared to some other comparable tires for that kind of market.
So my size, so 240, 40, 18, and is like 285 for the RS4s. And when I went on the Hoosier website, that same size was 315 with this tire. So not ridiculously more, but certainly not what I'm going to use on a Lemons weekend.
Yeah, the dollar per mile ratio or per lap
Right? I was
ratio
gonna say,
is
won't last
a little
long.
different.
Yes.
If you were running like a time trial, and so it's not a huge amount of laps, but it's a 200 treader, gets you a different modifier number, whatever. This is what you're looking at, without a doubt.
I love all the companies that are in the 200 treadwear, to the point now where we have different options of
there's super 200s, there's endurance 200s, there's middle ground 200s. Yeah, it's a little bit of everything.
So, yeah.
So I feel like we need to talk a little bit about what we're talking about, because we didn't really open this up. So the new product award winners, usually SEMA opens with a breakfast that is very good. It's like
and free.
Really good. And it's free. And you sit with a group of people that you probably will talk to a little bit at the very least. And you're in a really, really, really big dining room. And you're like, how is this free? And what's really even happening? And you're making a plan for the day. So, and most of the time
they had that.
They have,
yeah.
So they have the different categories, and it's got to be exciting for somebody who's applied. Usually they give the top 4 or 5 people that they've come through, and then show the winner. And a lot of these products, a lot of the categories are things that don't really pertain to us. And then there's a lot of course, the winners are things that they're new products, right? So they're hard to find. They're not necessarily available for even research, because the three, as Mental was talking, the three of us were looking up some of these other products and trying to get more information about them to be able to talk about them, and it's hard to find because they're new. So yeah, it just felt like we're talking about, these are not awards that we made up. SEMA came up with these categories, and then the winners, and then there's some happy people because it's their product, and we just had a really good breakfast, and that's usually what happens with new products.
And they had that breakfast. It was Gabriel Iglesias and Jay Leno again, and I just was not going to be able to attend it. So, no. But yeah, that's right over there at the Westgate Hotel, and
My 2 favorite awards on the list, when I went through it, that I was like, all right, they're just looking to cover all of the bases with all of the people. And the award is the best merchandising display, which went to Oracle Lighting, which is actually a very big company. They do a lot of like underglow and a bunch of other things, but it's their interactive modular point of purchase showroom display system. So they got an award for that. So congratulations, Oracle. And then the next one, which I thought was really, really awesome, was the Packaging Design Award for Cobra Trailblazer 500 two-way radios. So Cedar Electronics, hats off to you guys for getting your design team to make a wonderful package for your product.
And they do cut some pretty thin categories here. Like interior accessory product winner was the Dodge Durango dual stripes shift knob and automatic dial shift selector knob adapter set.
Yep.
For some reason, because I mean they've been making
Yep.
the Durango for more than 10 years on the same exact
and we'll,
chassis and platform.
If you want
So-
one, we'll have a link to that product in our show notes, courtesy
Yeah.
of Tim Burr,
It looks-
which is awesome.
It looks like a giant white Hearst shifter with the Dodge stripes on it. It's like, what? Okay.
that goes on the rotary shift for
What?
the Durango.
What? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
I can, if we have the possibility, I can share the screen.
Yeah.
And,
if
You
share
bought
your
one?
Throw this up
screen.
there. Oh God, no. but I clicked on the link that Tim Burr has. It says there it is.
Oh no.
It's just
Oh,
this big shift knob
amazing.
in the middle that you then, if you go to shift it, you're just going to break
Oh.
something. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
All right. Hey, to each their own. That's cool.
Okay.
If you like that
Right,
in your
right.
Durango, that's great. Good for you.
Yes.
Don't kink shame.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Now,
Don't think
if I could share something a little more, maybe upper alley, but I was talking about. I did find the video because we'll have our social media all week, but this video here.
You have to share
Is,
your screen
that
again
whole-
if you want to share it, Mental. But
Yes, I mean I'm trying to talk and click, which is not going to work very well. But
Oh,
here
no.
is that's
things
the
at
engine and
once.
setup. Those are the MGs. There's
Hang
the
on.
chassis.
It's not.
Hold
showing
on,
in
hold
the
on, hold-
window.
Not a
Hold on,
problem. I can
hold
start
on.
this over and we can
Working on it.
absolutely.
Hold on.
There we go. All right, there it is sharing.
So it's an
So you
MGB.
see,
We didn't talk about that before. So
Yeah.
okay.
And there's the entire chassis as it delivered to you, and there's the GT. They not only are they
Yes.
using these brand new steel bodies with these electric drivetrains, but that is all bespoke, custom. They've worked with a leaded manufacturer. They've been actually selling these in the United Kingdom for a little while, and now they have made the left-hand drive versions for the American market. Those are about $120,000. Which, yes, is an absolute fortune, but considering what you're getting, that's a lot of handcrafted vehicle and bespoke stuff.
An MGB
But-
GT still looks the business.
It
Yeah.
really
They really
does.
do well. Yeah.
There was another company called Fuel to Electric, and they had a very nice, I'm going to say, I got to do my math here, second gen maybe Toyota Celica available, and they had that one all set up. And what was nice is they kept the exterior and the interior kind of original, and you wouldn't know there was an electric car until it just didn't make noise afterwards. And I did get some video of that. Will show up on our social medias, but I'm trying to just talk while Chris is finding the option
Oh yeah.
on the screen.
Well, your
Sorry.
screen share comes and goes, so it's
Yeah, no, and we're hastily
Anyway.
slapping this episode together. We apologize. Bad
it's a
podcasting,
podcast.
right? it's what we do. Ooh,
There, I'm
even
just
better.
replacing
Look at that.
Mental with it. That's easier. Just take mental
That's
out,
way
put
easier.
this in, and everyone's happier. Yeah,
Everyone's
it's like an
just happier
85
there.
Celica with an electric.
Yeah.
That-
And there's
great.
the electric motor, and of course they've got the LED headlights. But if I'll zoom in on the interior here, because it's just that old, vinyl and fabric
Look stock
interior.
has that big chunky square steering wheel.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. That was some cool stuff that they, and so you're now going to have the option of having whatever era of car was your favorite, and then it blends in with the new electric stuff on there.
There he is.
I got you back.
Yeah.
meant
Chris
that.
lost him.
I'm totally fine with it. Yeah. So that was some, on those electric stuff. So there's that one. And then,
Okay, so overall, you happy you went? Good time.
yes, honestly, if you have the means to come to SEMA, I highly recommend it. While you're here, stop by the Racing Junk booth. But yes, come see it. Come see the cool cars. And yeah, there's going to be a bunch of stuff that you just scratch your head and say, why? And a lot of these builds are ridiculous and over the top, but they're doing that to highlight a product, like the purple dancing speakers that I just showed on there. they don't expect you to have that, but they're just showing you the absolute limits of what you can create or what you can sell in your shop on there. So I don't think SEMA is dying. I don't think SEMA is going anywhere. And we've talked about this earlier, that whole the Limited Manufacturer Act, that's all the direct result of a lot of lobbying on behalf of enthusiasts everywhere by the Specialty Equipment Manufacturing Association. So I don't think the show's dying. I don't think it's going to go anywhere anytime soon. And it is, yes, it is worth coming through here. It's crowded. You're going to pay too much for a hot dog. You're going to wear comfortable shoes and walk everywhere, but you are not going to regret coming. And I'm blessed that I get to come here every year. And I do actually want to thank Racing Junk for hosting me.
Of course.
Remind me, I'm pretty sure it's this show, but we've been to a couple, and I want to make sure it's that one. Are there seminars that you go to on this one? Were there so you can go and listen to people talk about different things?
Absolutely. You could for running your business, if you've got a repair business, or how to market that, or how to be more efficient. One of them literally is, how do you get your people to pay you when you perform a service, and getting that on there. So there are any number of seminars ranging from learn about something new all the way to use your current business model and just do things faster. And they are presented by experts in their field. And so if you are in the automotive space, definitely try and come out to SEMA, spend some time with the schedule and click on that and go to some of the seminars.
I remember you guys went to like a podcasting one or two. And
we did. Now that I'm thinking about it, I was
others,
thinking of like, we had to sat on the floor, and like, because there were so many people there. We went to social media, a couple different social media.
You guys
ones.
went to that. You and Jeff did that. I went to like the brake engineer talking about how the brake pads work and things like that. Yeah. Divide and conquer. We know our strengths. Yeah.
That also is so, but it underscores the benefits of these kinds of shows like PRI and SEMA, which fall under the same umbrella organization. They're run by the same company on that one. And so, how nerdy do you want to get, or what do you want to learn, or what do you just want to understand? There'll be a chance to talk to an expert and learn something. And you'll come here. As I just mentioned, Jeff Gates was just here because he owns the Driven Garage there in Hayward, California. And he's here just walking around making contacts.
Or do you just want 1,000 pens?
Or if you just want, I'm noticing a vast decrease in pens this year. I have not nearly gotten the 1,000 pens that I normally go, but I've still got some cool pens. But
keep working at it.
Exactly. I accomplished their goal of the pens because I take the pens with me and I put them in my desk, and I get hundreds of people come by my desk over the course of a year, and half of them don't have a pen. So I give them the pen, and then the pen goes out there and advertises what the product is. So
go into the world,
whether you like it or not.
Exactly. Broadcast your message of hope and product engineering and underglow to everyone.
Excellent. Well, sounds like you're having a good time. That's wonderful. Okay. So,
and Tim, we talked about this, and we'll let this cat out of the bag. So, you thinking about joining me out here next year?
I will count me in. I'm in 100%.
All right. So,
if you've never been, it's worth it.
Yeah, totally.
I'll take the week off, and we'll actually just come out here and walk by every single booth and do like when Chris and Chrissy came out, I couldn't even go to everything. And Chrissy and Jeff were here from like opening to close. And
we did. It was a long week.
Yeah. You max performed SEMA.
And we hustled. Yeah.
I will totally geek out there with you. 100%.
Yeah, sure. So on that one. So follow our socials, because I'll be posting stuff up leading up to this episode. I'll be posting stuff after this episode. And thanks again to Racing Junk for hosting us on this one.
Absolutely.
Any questions around the horn?
I think we're good.
No.
Yeah. That moves us on to everyone's favorite.
That's not weird at all for Mental, who's sitting in public, just yelling.
I was seriously considering asking the Racing Junk staff just to do that. See if they would do it with us.
It's too much explanation involved.
Did you guys just yell
Just the tip.
Just for a second.
Yep.
Just
There
for
it
a
is.
second.
All right.
Great. Well,
anyone
what is
want
who
to-
someone put this in there? What is this week's Just the Tip?
I put it in there, but
Great. It's all you,
I
my
don't
friend.
live in a cold climate, so
Well, you're in
just
Maine
Oh, you
right
do
now.
right now.
Yeah, I don't have a race car in a cold climate. I'll say that.
Yet.
Which is why I'm learning
So you have a
about
garage.
this because I will have one for sure. So if
Until
you
have a
live in a
garage.
cold climate, it is now time to swap out that you only got water in there, right? In your radiator to some coolant and run a little bit through the motor, get it in all of those wonderful spots in your engine so you don't wake up to a cracked engine at the beginning of next race season. So
Or radiator,
swap all
or
that
freeze
stuff out.
plug, or a heater core. Yeah, get it up to temp. The thermostat opens and it goes everywhere.
Yeah, the future you will thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Be nice to
And that's
future
all that
you. Yes.
Right.
Always do that.
Great. All right. So next time, do we have any idea what we're doing? Kinda. We kind of do, but we're not sure enough to say it. I think out loud because
Okay.
we got
I think we might need to-
plans. We got plans.
Shh. Shuffle.
There's things.
Are
We just
Yeah.
don't know which week.
We've got
We
it's written in chalk. It's not written in pen.
Yeah. It'll be okay.
Well, and knowing that it's written in chalk, I would like to implore our listeners. We know that sometime the hippie mental Thanksgiving feels episode is coming, which everyone rolls their eyes about, but they still tolerate, my co-hosts tolerate, do every year. And I want to throw it out to our listeners because with what's going on this week, not in the automotive space, it's easy to get divided and angry. But I would love to hear, and I think everyone else would too, what are you thankful about this year? What has your racing passion brought you? What has your gearhead hobby brought you? What has gotten better in your world that you want to share? And get a hold of us on any of the means that you get a hold of us and let us know.
Excellent.
okay.
I love it.
Yay.
Anything else?
No,
done.
have fun. Take lots of pictures, Mental. I
Yeah,
want to see what you're seeing.
get those socials fired up, buddy.
Sounds good.
Absolutely. As we speak.
And let's roll into the finish.
Thanks for downloading us. We hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Everyone Racers. We also hope you will join us in the world of driving, racing, and building because everyone can be a racer, even you. If you enjoyed this podcast, subscribe. It's totally free. Then go to iTunes and give us a 5-star rating. Even if you hated us, give us 5 stars and tell us why. If you have any questions or show ideas, drop us a comment on our Facebook page, Everyone Racers, or email us at everyone.racers@gmail.com. You can still text us at 484-243-0455. Find us on Instagram at everyone.racers, YouTube and Facebook under Everyone Racers, or even Reddit at /E1R. Thanks again, and until next week, keep the shiny side up, unless, like us, there is no shiny side, then just keep those wheels moving.